All right. She is the CEO, founder and CEO of Writer, and reveals the 10 words you should not use in 2021. Here's Jessica's recent conversation with May Habib.
Outdated, outmoded, and just really out of touch. 3 words that you don't want to be on the receiving end of, for sure. We're joined today by May Habib. She's the CEO of Writer.com. May, it is wonderful to see you. Thank you for making time.
Thanks for having me, Jessica.
It's our pleasure. This is a really important conversation because language is constantly evolving. And this really is the focus of Writer. You're putting people in touch with what is the here and now and what makes sense.
Absolutely. We are just a tool that corrects writing. And so beyond the stylistic and grammar improvements that you get with us, we make sure people are writing in ways that are sensitive and promote healthy cultures in their companies and with the folks that they're speaking with.
With that philosophy of improvement and evolving, those are positives. You do want to be on the front end of that. That's why you've created a list of 10 that we're going to share right now. You can see them on screen. And these are 10 words that Writer really advocates just completely being put out of use at this point.
Absolutely. And the big trend, Jessica, is people first language versus identity first language. And so identity first language will use some of these words as an adjective. So autistic people, deaf people, alcoholic people, that's identity first. People first, rather, literally puts the people first. People with autism, people with X, people with Y. So the thing you're describing becomes a noun versus an adjective. And these that's kind of the overall principle. And then some of these words that are very mainstream and that we all really use, that I think have surprised people are what we've shared. Words like addict, words like alcoholic. The preferred terminology is substance abuse disorder. Addiction is a disease, and we don't want to equate a person's identity with their disease by calling them an alcoholic.
It's really incredible to have a conversation like this and give it some thought, to be candid, because I think we maybe get stayed in our ways. And if you're not staying plugged in to this evolution, then when you are presenting yourself, you end up presenting an out of touch, outmoded personality or self. So it is, and in that you want to make sure that you are being sensitive to your community and being aware.
Yep, totally. The word elderly is one that I think definitely marks, a bit of an outdatedness to folks who use it. Elderly is, a word that is associated with kind of sickness or inability. And ageism is real, so you do not want that label as someone who is potentially ageist. So a better word to use is senior, so a senior adult or an older person. That's an objective term. It feels a lot more neutral than elderly.
What an incredible resource to have on hand to go to research and really, again, get into that perspective. And, you think of this from that personal presentation. This certainly makes sense from a business presentation too. And you work hand in hand, Writer does, with guiding businesses, because this certainly can make an impact.
Absolutely. We work primarily with businesses, and they will have guidelines written internally that use words like whitelist or man hours, and those are the types of words that folks are very conscious of, especially in the moment. Whitelist, blacklist, associating color with good and bad. There are racist undertones to that, and companies definitely want to get ahead of it before it becomes a problem. The word man hours is kind of all over companies speak these days, and it can easily be replaced with person hours or engineering hours, since a lot of women do that work too. So yes, companies are definitely ahead of the inclusive language movement.
Important perspective to consider. May Habib, thank you so much for making time.
Thanks for having me, Jessica.
It's absolutely our pleasure. And we will include a direct link so that friends watching today can learn more about Writer. It'll be on WTVR.com/VTM.
Thank you.